You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, GH fans. Well, Ava Jerome needs a new love interest, and I think the perfect man for her is one that would drive Sonny Corinthos off the deep end. It's Belynda from Soap Dirt, and let's talk about her possible love interest options and which guy would be the most electric pairing for her. And hey, if you're not following us, please click subscribe and be sure and stick around to the end. We've got a big piece of sad news to share along with some brand new developments about it. So diving in, for several months, we all watched Ava crushing on Sonny while they were under the same roof, and it was weird, to say the least. That was when he was spiraling, but she didn't know it at first, if you remember. Ava was so hypnotized by Sonny that she was also actively sabotaging his estranged wife, Nina Reeves, who was still hoping for a reunion. But now that their divorce is done, Sonny is flirting with one of the most disliked characters that GH has introduced in quite a while, Natalia Ramirez. Meanwhile, Ava has been without love or lovin' for quite some time. The last guy in her sheets was Austin Gatlin-Holt. She was kind of skeeved out by him off and on, but did do the deed with him anyway. And then GH killed off Roger Howarth's most recent character, and he's gone. No murder solved. Everybody's just forgotten he existed. And the closest thing to action that Ava's gotten since Austin was killed was when Sonny kissed her that one time. So who is single in Port Charles that Ava could date? Bearing in mind, she doesn't mind a younger man. The thing is, there's not really a ton of single men that aren't already seeing or attached to or interested in someone else. Brennan, I like, he's hot, but he's sniffing around Carly. Jason Morgan hasn't had a love interest since he returned to General Hospital, but he did just kiss Anna Devane. I don't know if that's going anywhere, but even if it doesn't, Jason wouldn't touch Ava with a 10-foot pole. So who else is single? Well, there's Martin Gray, who has absolutely refused to consider getting back with Lucy Coe despite her desperation. And Marty and Ava might be an interesting pair, but I don't know how long that Michael E. Knight is going to stick around. Scotty Baldwin is single, but is MIA. As a matter of fact, Ken Schreiner said Scott's gone. And he also said long-running actors don't get respect at GH. I think we're all kind of seeing that with the Kelly Monaco stuff. And, Scotty was interested in Lucy, but she still wanted Martin. So Scotty's very much single, but nowhere to be found. Drew Quartermain is in a political publicity sort of pseudo marriage with Nina Reeves while also lusting after her daughter Willow Tate. So his hands are more than full. And that leaves us the question, who could Ava Jerome get involved with? Well, the guy I have in mind for her is one that would absolutely push Sonny off the deep end. When he saw Ava with this guy like a week or two ago, totally platonically, Sonny's head almost exploded. So imagine how he'd react if Ava started dating this guy. And of course, I'm talking about Sonny's half-brother, Ric Lansing. Oh my gosh, could you even imagine? I do think Ric with Ava would be tons of fun. Of course, Ric's first choice for romance will always be Elizabeth Weber. But don't forget, she told Ric recently there is no chance, it's not going to happen, and she friend zoned him hard. And second, GH seems to have Liz heading on a path to reconcile with Lucky Spencer. And don't forget, Ric's going to be spending a whole lot of time with Ava working on her two cases. One of them, her custody battle with Sonny over their daughter Avery, and the other is Ric defending Ava from criminal charges, alleging that she shoved Christina out the window, which we know she didn't do. It wasn't a good situation. It was a terrible accident, but there was no shoving either way. So Ric brings some good news to Ava this week that he's making progress getting some evidence thrown out. And I mean, there's not much evidence to start with, so maybe it's those photos from Ric's surveillance guy. With Ric working so closely with Ava, sparks may fly. And already Ric clocked Sonny's over-the-top angry reaction to seeing him at the gallery with Ava. And even though Christina was carrying Ric's granddaughter as Molly's surrogate, he doesn't seem to believe that Ava attacked Christina and caused the fall. And that's likely because his daughter, Molly Lansing, doesn't believe that either. She solely blames Christina for going to Ava's room and starting a confrontation when Molly told her, just obey the subpoena, show up in court, tell the truth. And by the way, Christina still has to show up to answer that subpoena. And I can only imagine what kind of grilling Ric is going to subject her to in court, which will also anger Sonny. Now, of course, one major obstacle to Ava getting with Ric is he might be concerned about the optics and impact of, as a lawyer, him sleeping with a client. However, New York State has some pretty interesting laws on that subject that are less restrictive than other states. So if Ava was swapping bedroom favors to pay Ric to be her lawyer, that would be unethical. He could get disbarred. If Ric was coercing Ava into bed, that would also be unethical, subject to disbarment. The last issue is if the lawyer is working on a domestic relations case, which a custody case is that type of case, any family law case, basically. However, if Ava and Ric wait until her case with the custody is settled before they actually did the deed, slipped into the sheets, he should be safe from disbarment. And don't forget, Sonny and Ric have been with several of the same women. Both of them slept with Sam McCall. Both of them slept with Alexis Davis and also Nina Reeves. And, Claudia Zaccara as well. So Ric and Sonny do have similar taste in women. They even have one wife in common. That's Nina. So I could see Ric and Ava getting together for a few reasons. First, they both have those villainous streaks, but want to be perceived as changed for the better. Both have been town pariahs. Second, Ric and Ava know that them being together would drive Sonny crazy, which might be helpful if he's angry and flustered and acting out in court. Third, Ava and Ric seem like the kind of saucy people that would be very interesting to watch together. And oh my gosh, if Ava wins in court and gets joint custody or primary custody, Sonny's head would absolutely explode at the idea of Avery spending time with her uncle Ric, who Sonny despises. All in all, I think it'd be pretty enjoyable to watch Ava push Sonny's buttons. And Ric doesn't just like to push his brother's buttons, he likes to stomp them. Now, Ric's probably not going to be in town forever, but in the meantime, he and Ava could canoodle long enough just to mess with Sonny's mind and enjoy a good laugh about it. Heck, I could even see those two schemers, Ava and Ric, faking a romance to aggravate Sonny. And we all know fake romances on soap operas often turn real. Just one last note, the piece of news I was telling you about related to Sonny. Actor Ron Hale passed away. The news broke on Thursday, October 3rd, but in fact, he passed away more than a month ago on August 27th. You may recall Ron Hale was the actor who originated the role of Sonny's dad, Mike Corbin, and his niece revealed that he died at home and that it was unexpected. Ron Hale was 78. No cause of death has been noted. I always enjoyed his work as the very troubled Mike Corbin. Rest in peace, Ron Hale.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.